Welcome to another episode of On the Couch with Shuntai and
Johnell Allen Bay.
Hey.
So listen. Welcome everybody. Welcome.
Yes.
We have a phenomenal story once again. We got this extraordinary couple. Y'all just look great.
You look
I
beautiful.
don't know what you got going, but you got it going.
So today's show is about challenges that families face during the pandemic.
Okay.
And we have with us today Alexis, I'm sorry. People always say Alex, but Alexis and Carlton Johnson.
That's right.
Yes. So tell us who you are.
So my name is Carl Johnson, and I'm a father, a husband, and business owner and life coach.
Okay then. I like that. I like that flavor.
My name is Alexis Johnson. I'm a proud wife, mother, daughter, and sister, and I'm co-owner of Good Fit Kitchen.
All
Okay
right.
then. That's right. Get your name out there. You should come on there.
So tell us about your family.
Okay. Well, we have 5 beautiful kids, ranging from ages of 15 all the way down to 4.
Wow.
We have 4 boys and 1 girl, and she's a twin.
She's a twin.
Oh.
She's
Wow.
a twin.
Yep. And their birthday's coming up in a couple of days, the twins.
Yes.
So that's exciting. But yes, the kids are amazing. That was our start. Our first son, who just turned 15 years old.
Yes.
So really broke us in there, and they're all virtual learning right now, all 5 of them.
Right.
Hold
So
on. Oh my goodness. I heard somebody in the audience said Jesus. My goodness. Listen,
right.
that's a tall task.
That's what we
Yes,
call them
yes.
too. That's what we call them.
Wow.
Every
Now,
day.
is the oldest son Carl Jr.?
He's the third. I'm junior actually.
Okay. All
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
I
he's the
just
third.
wondered if we have one in there,
Absolutely.
Throw that name out there.
He did that.
Okay then.
Yeah, she wanted a different name,
I want a different name, and we were literally
but it's the first boy.
yeah.
Right.
So you won,
It
right?
got to be
He won.
the third.
Yeah.
All right. I love
Yeah.
that. I love
So
that.
as we talk about the pandemic and how it has impacted the lives of many people, how has it impacted your business and your family life? And also marriage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it affects everything. Just to be honest, honestly, it's been pretty hard trying to find a balance because I'll be honest with you, when we first started doing the virtual learning, for the school year, I didn't know what in the world was going on. You have to do everything through, Google Classroom. I wasn't familiar with the platform. And I'm the one who always helps with the work. He's like, you know what, go to your mom. Find your mom, because I have the patience. So, I own that. So I didn't know what to do. And the teachers are getting frustrated with me. And I'm like, okay, it's not like you put this out here in a way that was, user friendly. So we had some ups and downs in the start, but we worked it out.
So let me ask a question because I don't have any children. They're all adults, and the 13 grandchildren. It's not my responsibility to be educating them. But I want to know, in that process, no one took the time to educate the parent before starting the school.
No.
Okay, because I don't know. I'm just
did
trying
not.
to figure this
So
thing out.
you were
here.
learning on
So
the
you
go.
learned on the job.
Yes.
Everyone. I'll say the teachers too, and we gotta make sure we applaud them, and we gotta make sure we give them credit as well, because
Absolutely.
nobody foreseen any of this happening.
Absolutely.
Right.
From school to business owners, like I said, like us, losing. Never thought 1 week we're doing a free tasting and we have a bunch of people registering to the very next, not even a week, 3 days later. It was on a Tuesday. I'll never forget it. Because that was the day that.
Right.
I had to figure out, because I'm a husband, so I'm a father. So first thing I'm thinking, okay, I have to provide. So
Right.
when that happens, and then you immediately see within a few days you're anticipating this happening, and then you see 3 days later everything is shut down and you lose 80% of your income.
Wow.
So you have to try not to scramble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And
And the reason why I brought up the part about educating the parents is that I believe that the concept that a parent must look like a parent in front of their children, meaning that children expect an answer from a parent.
Absolutely.
And it's important as a society that we put our parents in the position to carry out that responsibility.
Yes.
Right.
And so that's why
Yeah.
I was interested in wanting to know that, because I believe in pouring into to make that into the right situation. So that's why I talked about that.
Absolutely.
And you had to take on this responsibility on the fly.
Yes.
And you ain't make him, look, you got to learn this with me because I'm going to need a break. It wasn't that.
No.
I done already birthed 5 now.
Well,
I need some help.
Well, I'll say this.
Okay.
I have been a stay-at-home mother for years.
Okay.
So that was my role.
Okay.
My husband, he went to work and he brought home my check.
Right.
And I just made sure everything was
Hold
taken care
on.
of.
Say that again. So
He
look
brought
at the
home
camera.
He brought home my check.
Okay, so there it is. There. Listen, Carl, smile too, because the whole world was.
I can't contain it.
They looking at you right now because they said that dude there. That's the real deal there.
That's right.
That's the real deal. So we're gonna go on a break and
Yes.
we're gonna come back and we're gonna finish off with
right.
the Johnsons.
All right.
On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell focuses on educational, humorous, and insightful topics based on extraordinary lives of real people. Each episode provides real talk from real people.
Felt rejected, being newly divorced, and I didn't want my kids to feel like they'd missed something in life. So I had went above and beyond to make sure that they would have no.
I had just been doing the catering, small and part-time. And she just left to come on full-time. And everything shut down. So imagine losing, literally we lost, 80% of our income.
Wow. I love that. The ladybug and
The butterflies.
Join Shuntai Hill, a certified counselor, and Johnell Allen Bay, a life coach and relationship expert, weekly for On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell. Shuntai Hill and Johnell Allen Bay are the king and queen of relationships. Each week, the couple engages their audience with hot, sexy topics about relationships for the grown and sexy. The show is interactive, fun, and
Our
real.
next topic. I got drunk. Hold on. I got drunk the other night, and my girl grabbed my ears from behind. So she was behind him, grabbed his ears, and then he smacked her. I immediately apologized, but to be honest, I meant it, and I knew it was her. I felt horrible about hitting her, but I felt good at the same time. What's up with this?
Tune in weekly to She Say, He Say with Shuntai Hill and Johnell Allen Bay. For more information, visit shesayhesay.media.
And welcome back to On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell. Today we are talking about the pandemic and how it impacted families and small business. And so happen we have a couple, the Johnsons, who have 5 children. They're running a business, they're doing virtual learning, and it's a lot and it's frustrating for most. But also joining us is Dr. TJ Quinn, who is a social worker in the school system. So she's going to share with us some.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Doctor. Y'all welcome the doctor in the house. Welcome the doctor in the house.
So what are some of the challenges that you see that the parents face, and also on the other side, the schools face with this virtual learning during the pandemic?
Scheduling. It happened unexpectedly on March 13th when all the teachers and the parents got notification that they will be teaching their kids from home.
Wow.
That they'll be logging on. And then the second thing they noticed, many of the students didn't have access to computers or Wi-Fi. So that was another situation. But really, parents trying to balance everything, especially when they have kids at different schools, have different assignments, it could be a challenge.
Wow.
So earlier, when we opened up, I made a statement about the preparation of the parents to be able to parent during the pandemic. And I found out information from parents here, that there was no work put into educating the parents in order to go through this transition. So as a social worker, how did that impact you?
Well, it was new for everyone.
Okay.
The teachers didn't have training. They had they lacked computer skills as well.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
We were not able to go into the homes and like train, or we were not even able to handle the caseload of parents that were reaching out for help.
Okay.
So it was new for everyone.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. And
So when you say that, the second thing that comes to my mind is that we have a generation of students who have been let down by our system, but yet did they pass them on? Did they go to the next grade? Are they continuing?
Yeah.
How does that look? I mean, I'm very baffled.
there's certainly going to be some achievement gaps in education.
Wow.
But I can say this, the students are very tech savvy.
Yes, they
Yes.
are.
Okay.
They are ready for it. The parents were not.
Okay. Okay.
And there are, non-traditional households when grandmother is raising the children.
Yes.
Right.
And grandmother doesn't have an email address and doesn't even know how to access the online courses.
Wow.
So there are many different dynamics, but there's certainly going to be a gap in achievement.
So as parents, how have you saw your children? I know it can be frustrating sometimes because just thinking about 5 children and trying to get them all online to be in class, which
Five lesson plans.
5 lesson
Yeah.
plans.
Yes.
Have any of your children kind of gotten a little behind in this process? And how do you feel as a parent to know that you're doing your part and yet it's not happening?
I'll make this quick comment. Transparent moment. Right when the show is getting ready, we're starting. We read a text, an email actually, from one of from our twins teacher, and they missed an assignment this morning. They didn't get on, so that happens every single day. But she has a lot more insight onto that.
Well, you're dealing with 5 children, 5 different personalities. So you can't treat them the same. And, you have to deal with them according to whatever the issue is.
Wow.
Biggest thing I saw is, honestly, all my kids do well at school. I have A/B students.
Okay.
So this was a big adjustment. I saw things that I have not seen before, especially in my 13-year-old. He's an honors student.
Right.
You don't have to tell him anything. He's very independent. He's on his work. He loves to learn. He lives to learn.
Okay.
So for him, for instance, he just was like, all of a sudden not doing his work. He's like, I don't like school. I don't want to do anything. And that hurt my heart. My husband tell you, I'm not a big crier, but I cried because I didn't know what else to do. I believe in talking to your children. I believe in finding out where they're at so
Yeah.
you can help them. Because at the end of the day, they are little human beings and they have feelings too, and they have emotions. And so it's my job as their mother to make sure I'm on top of it. Because if it is something I can do to help, I want to be there to help them.
Wow,
Right.
that is thing.
So, what is
first
in
of all,
place-
let's just
Go ahead.
give them applause
Yeah.
because that's fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just wanted her to know we appreciate you as a mom.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What is in place for parents during this time through most schools? I know we're in the different school systems, but most of the time social workers, their jobs are similar in schools. What support is available for parents?
So you can reach out. There are counselors available, therapists, and I do something that's called the Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club is for students to log on at 8 o'clock in the morning and socialize with their friends.
Okay.
We laugh, we watch
Dr. Quinn, let's
videos.
stop at the Breakfast Club. Let's take a break there.
Okay.
Remember that, y'all, the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club.
We're going to take a minute, y'all. We'll be
That's awesome.
On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell focuses on educational, humorous, and insightful topics based on extraordinary lives of real people. Each episode provides real talk from real people.
Felt rejected, being newly divorced, and I didn't want my kids to feel like they'd missed something in life. So I had went above and beyond to make sure that they would have no.
I had just been doing the catering, small and part-time, and she just left to come on full-time, and everything shut down. So imagine losing, literally we lost, 80% of our income.
Wow. I love that. The ladybug and
The
butterfly.
butterflies.
Join Shuntai Hill, a certified counselor, and Johnell Allen Bay, a life coach and relationship expert, weekly for On the Couch with Shuntai and Johnell. Shuntai Hill and Johnell Allen Bay are the king and queen of relationships. Each week, the couple engages their audience with hot, sexy topics about relationships for the grown and sexy. The show is interactive, fun, and
Our
real.
next topic. I got drunk. Hold on. I got drunk the other night, and my girl grabbed my ears from behind. So she was behind him, grabbed his ears, and then he smacked her. I immediately apologized, but to be honest, I meant it, and I knew it was her. I felt horrible about hitting her, but I felt good at the same time. What's up with this?
Tune in weekly to She Say, He Say with Shuntai Hill and Johnell Allen Bay. For more information, visit shesayhesay.media.
Well, we're back here, and we left off with the Breakfast Club. Dr.
Yes.
Quinn, talk about it.
Okay, so the Breakfast Club is the opportunity for students to log on and socialize, communicate with their friends, and we can hold up to 500 students. So we watch movie videos, we watch how to just hack and make different things, but it's really a way for students to see their friends, socialize, and not feel so isolated.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
Okay.
it's awesome.
So how has that system worked? Because as a social worker, you know some stuff. You know that one of the most important skills that we develop as human is social skills. Without social skills, we become problematic. So is that enough?
Well, times have changed. The things that kids were being taught at home, they're coming to school 8 o'clock in the morning. So now it's up to the schools to teach those skills and character traits. Growing up, when you walked into the house, you had to say hello. And so kids are no longer doing that. So it's up to the schools now to teach those social skills.
So it's more responsibility on a failed system more than ever now. Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we talked about the socialization. Do you think that's what your son is missing? Being able to be around his friends to where he's starting to act out now, even as a honor roll student?
Absolutely. That was I know that was one of the biggest things. You get to leave from home after the weekend, go to school on Monday. You can talk to your friends, tell them what you did, and be yourself. Ha ha, he he, because he likes to joke and everything like that. So he misses that.
And they're in four walls every day with
Yeah.
their brothers and sisters, their same brothers and sisters.
So you're seeing
They're
the
ready to
same
go
people.
at each other
Yes.
all day.
So I'm a referee.
Now, do they dress up and go to school?
Yeah,
Because
we
that
gonna
was
get
my
ready
biggest
for the
problem.
day.
I went to school to dress up.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
did.
but that's
Okay.
a
See, that's a
household
problem.
thing. In the
Okay.
morning, no matter what we're doing, you get up, you get dressed.
Okay.
You gotta be ready for whatever.
We get
And do
ready
they have
for
to
the
take
day.
their school clothes off after the session?
Look, they can stay in there until
Okay,
it's
because
time
I
to
want
go
to be
bed.
a semblance of, how things are in the real world.
So speaking about real world, you're running a business.
Yes.
How has your business been impacted, and how have you had to evolve and change?
So we lost 80% of our income, and until July of last year, we weren't able to start back doing anything. So we took that time, we educated ourselves, we learned new things about our business, and we started implementing them. We were working. We didn't know when things would open back up, but Alexa told me, go to sleep, Carl. Go to sleep. I can't sleep. You can't sleep when there's something that has to be done. So what I would say was being able to adjust. Really being able to look at the situation and see, okay, this doesn't work, but how else can I still, accomplish the end goal? Like, how can I still do that and make it happen? So it was things like adjusting our business, so packaging foods different, all of that. Trying to reach out to people where you can't just walk into a business anymore and talk to anyone. So you have to be creative in how you reach out and how you, connect with somebody.
Right.
So,
And how was your creativity? Give us a few examples of the adjustments you had to make.
well, one big adjustment was, for example, one of our the contract we have for the cardio clinic. We used to go in and we could set up catering style. It's how we were set up for them. Well, we had to change that because they weren't going to have us come back, and I'm like, nah, we need to come back, So, so we said, you know what? We'll bring it in and we'll have it packaged all individually. We'll have it bagged individually. We'll have it cold. That way, the participants, they can actually take it home and enjoy it home instead of in an environment that way. So it was small little tweaks and things that we had to do to be creative, simply just packaging. Not bringing the food in, made fresh and hot, but actually having it already chilled and cold, because in our business, the food business is it's highly regulated, and the way that you're supposed to deliver, the items to people. So that's one of the things we had to do. The other thing was, giving perks, our delivery service, free delivery, things like that, whatever it took. So, am I missing something?
No, I'll just say this. It's a lot like parenting. There's a lot of hit and miss. So trial and error.
This is true.
So, you just kind of roll with it, see what works, see what doesn't. And if it doesn't work, you keep it moving forward and go on to the next thing.
That's right.
And speaking about rolling with it, what about your marriage? What do you do to keep the spice in there? Because you're parenting and running a business.
Well, me, I like to have
ahead.
fun all the time. I'm real spontaneous. I do the most random things, and he's just like, Alexis, all the time.
I like that.
She's right. We always joke that we're opposite, and the saying is very cliche, but opposites attract kind of thing. But she's very spontaneous, very outgoing as far as likes to have fun, and she's extremely goofy. Very very funny, keeps me laughing.
Yes.
She tells me I should loosen up a little bit. I'm a little bit more reserved, a little bit more, always serious, I guess,
Yes.
she says. But I think that keeps us balanced.
Right.
She can kind of reel me back in and say, Carl, lighten up a little bit. It's not that serious.
Absolutely.
We're going to be okay. Everything's fine. And so I would say that keeps it like really fresh.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, this is my best friend.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Things that I'm not vulnerable with anybody with or sharing, I can always go to her, and I know that I'm not going to be judged.
I might make a joke.
She will joke me for sure. She'll clown me for sure. But
It's all love.
but that's what it is. So I think just being honest and being transparent with each other, and being vulnerable and open. It just doesn't get old.
Yeah.
At least for me, it just hasn't gotten
15
old.
years.
It's not
15 years.
old. Now, I would say, like, where I'm strong, he might be weak, and where he's weak, I might be strong in that area. So it's good to be able to identify the areas that each other needs work in, so you can constantly build each other up, and we encourage each other.
Yeah.
Now, how does the food go? Now, who does all the cooking here? Because, y'all both top chefs. So who decides that, okay, Carl, it's your turn or it's your turn? Who does this?
Well, I don't know. I guess we just both do it. Because, I'll just be honest with you. I like the way he cooks better than I do. And he seems to think that
Most women feel that way.
But you know what? I mean, it's something about a man that can cook. But what I will say is, it really is. But what I will say is that, we just take turns.
Right.
The
Thank
kids
you.
might want one thing or whatever. So we'll take turns.
She's really creative with. Are you asking about Good Fit?
No, I'm
Or-
just asking in general about the marriage, and putting in that work there. And
Listen, I will tell you, I cook for work, so I try not to cook at all. I really try not to cook.
That's
but
right.
her and the kids, they do love that. But I try not to.
And on that note, we appreciate You too, the Johnsons being
Thank
here
you.
with us today, and you, Dr. Quinn,
Yes.
for providing your expertise as a social worker. And we appreciate our audience. Yes. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of
On the Couch with
Shuntai
and
Johnell.
Johnell Allen Bass. I just like to hear her say it.
Until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.